A Deeper Life Headquarters Church in Lagos. Details in this report.
Speaking at the formal inauguration of the new Deeper Life Headquarters Church in Bagada, Lagos, Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo called on religious leaders and organizations to support the government in taking Nigeria to a desirable height. According to the Vice President, the church must play a vital role in praying for those in government and not just criticize, describing governance as a spiritual warfare. In his remark, the governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, who was represented by the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Laolu Akande, commended the church for its contribution to making Lagos a mega city through the construction of a multi-level car park and a brand new bridge.
I have no doubt in my mind that beyond providing a conducive environment for the congregation to experience the awesomeness of God, this facility will serve as a tabernacle from which the impact of the church will continue to be deepened for the benefit of mankind.
In his welcome address, the General Superintendent, Pastor William Kumuyi, urged corporate and non-governmental organizations not to leave the tasks of national development to government alone, but to contribute to the spiritual and physical improvement as much as they can. Some members of the church also expressed the delight to Superscreen.
The church, we are supposed to act as salt against the decaying influence of the sinful world. How do we do that? By living out the life of Christ, by preaching the gospel, not just by words, by preaching the greater gospel is preached by your lifestyle, the lifestyle of righteousness, holiness, and heaven's goal.
From observation, you say if you want to get the nation, get the family. From the family, you can easily get the church, and when you get the church, you've got the nation. So the church plays a very vital role. Now, if we pray for the nation and live out the Bible, we are like lights. So we dispel all kind of darkness around.
To employ everybody to get their voters card, PCVs, because that is a way of also affecting society. If you don't vote, you are cheating yourself, you are cheating society, you are cheating the future of our children. So we should vote. We should forget to say, oh, my vote will not count. It will count. You get your PVC, everybody, vote. That's your commitment to society.
As the Vice President has advised, one would hope that churches and religious leaders will intensify effort to pray for the nation. But with the Christian Association of Nigerians Kant's advice that churches should protest on Sunday against incessant killings in some parts of the country, it leaves one in doubt if the Vice President's advice will have any impact. Blessed Omonuse, Superscreen News.
Minister of Agriculture, Aldi Ogbe, says strategies have been put in place to curb herdsmen farmers' crisis in the country. Aldi disclosed this on Friday at the Agribusiness and Food Security Summit held in Lagos.
Open grazing and open herding of cattle simply has to stop. One of the challenges we have is the ECOWAS protocol, which allows goods and men to move freely. Sometimes 2-3 million cows can come in from West Africa into Nigeria in search of grass and water in the Benue Valley mainly. And when they arrive, some of the herdsmen are so ruthless that they think they have a right to walk into a farmer's farm, eat up his crops, and if he protests, they shoot him. Now that is not acceptable. and has to be brought to a halt. And measures are being put in place. We also suspect that perhaps some terrorists, perhaps Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa, have found an excuse in this crisis to begin to come into Nigeria and kill people gratuitously. Government is beginning to strengthen security.
There's quite a lot of militancy in the guise of headsmen that have invaded communities and creating havoc. Just found out in most of our forests today, in those days, there are bases and camps of the so-called militants who are posing as headsmen. And in one particular case a couple of weeks ago, I had to just, stop any grazing activity in those two local governments, and I've asked that everybody moves out. Negotiations with Maintiala, and we will agree that every headsman, every cow must move out of those locations, and then we'll now decide on how to bring them back, and in doing so, we'll have to relocate them to ranches.
Let those headsmen be educated as to saying that you can have ranches, keep your cattle there. It will reduce your stress when you have your cattle in a settled area where you can feed them. It will reduce the stress on you. It will make people to come to you. You don't need to go to them. And if you must go to them, the means of going there will be available.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki speaking there, and other participants at the Agricultural Summit held in Lagos. And our Lieutenant Colonel Suleiman Mohammed in Makadi has paraded the 3 militia herdsmen captured by troops while keeping the peace in Benue State. The herdsmen were said to have been captured last Thursday while they were planning another deadly attack in Guma local government area of the state by soldiers who were on patrol. The commandant said that the armed herdsmen had engaged the troops in a gun battle before 3 of them were captured. The captured herdsmen are Abubakar Umar, Yusuf Al-Aji Yaru, and Adam Likita. The Nigerian Army has announced the arrest of a key Boko Haram suspect, Aminu Yaminu, who allegedly led recent killings in Benue State. A statement issued by the Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, Major Olabisi Ayeni, said the arrest was made possible through combined troops of 707 Special Forces Brigade, Nigeria Police, and the Department of State Services at Makadi. He also said Aminu had also concluded plans with his cohorts in Bauchi, Borno, Yobe, and Nasarawa states to launch a major attack on innocent citizens in the state. And in politics, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has lauded the All Progressives Congress, APC, for directing former National Chairman Ali Modu Sharif to the ward level. A PDP chairman in Lagos State, Moshood Salvador, made his position known in an interview with Superscreen in Lagos.
That's what he deserves. Anybody that behaved the way the man behaved in the PDP, no party will trust him, no party will have confidence in him, no party will be able to believe him. Therefore, whenever he comes, wherever he goes, then they will ask him to go to the ward level so that they can reduce him to his size.
So you think this is a ridicule?
It is clear that it's ridicule. People are coming to PDP, they will come to the National Executive Council, talk to us there, do everything. Why was he sent to the ward? It is at that level. Definitely in the Constitution. In the Constitution, you have to join the party at the ward level. The secretary at the ward level has to give you the card.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, state chairman speaking there. And now coming up in business. National Assembly sends a harmonized petroleum industry governance bill to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. Join us for details of these and more after this time out. Welcome back. Now in business news. The National Assembly has sent a copy of the harmonized Petroleum Industry Governance Bill to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. Senate President Bukola Saraki, who made this known via his Twitter handle, said that after 18 years, President Buhari has finally received the harmonized copy of the PIGB from the 8th National Assembly. The original Petroleum Industry Bill PIB, from which the PIGB was carved out, had passed through many executives and legislative administrations without any success until this current 7th National Assembly. President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to inaugurate Nigeria's first 7-star apartment hotel, the Fraser Suites, on May 9, 2018 at an exclusive guests-only ceremony. The president will be supported by members of the diplomatic corps, heads of international multilateral agencies, regional bodies, and international non-governmental organizations accredited to Nigeria. Fraser Suites Marketing Communications Advisor Harun Aldu, who disclosed this in a statement, said business executives had been invited to view the hotel's facilities, soft entertainment, and network. He said that the 126 guest rooms in the Fraser Suite were designed for the contemporary business traveler, replete with modern facilities and complimentary high-speed Wi-Fi and internet-enabled television, among others. The federal government says the main construction of the second Niger Bridge will cost 210 billion naira. It also said that the construction work of the bridge would be awarded in about 2 months, IME, as the memo for its procurement would be sent to the Bureau of Public Procurement next week. Director of Highways, Bridges and Design, Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, Shogbeson Adetokunbo, said the activities currently ongoing at the project site were mainly early works, adding that the construction of the main bridge would soon commence. He emphasized that the procurement of the main bridge would start soon and that a memo on it would be sent to the Federal Executive Council for approval after getting a new objection response from the BPP. Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose says the clamor for an increase in minimum wage cannot be ignored, especially as the increase in prices of goods and services have worsened the standard of living of the average Nigerian workers. Fayose also called for a review of a current revenue allocation formula in favor of the lower levels of government to enable them cope with the eventuality of increase in minimum wage. A statement made available by its Chief Press Secretary, Idowu Adelisi, said the governor spoken about the presentation of a memorandum of the proposed new minimum wage to the Tripartite Committee on National Minimum Wage. Fayose, who was represented by the State Head of Service, Olugbenga Fasheluka, noted that the current revenue allocation formula have become inequitable to support the needs of lower tiers of government. Still ahead on the news, U.S. probe committee fails to establish collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia officials in 2016 presidential polls. Details of these and more coming up shortly.